Okay, so we're on to success criteria number 2, which is I can represent a relation with a table and identify the domain and range. And then again, I can determine if the relation is a function. So again, please pause the video and record your success criteria. I would also be, if you haven't been doing that, highlight that in some way so that you know what each of your success criteria are. Okay, so again, this time instead of a listing of a set of points, our points are in a table. Okay, our points are in a table. So we're still going to be doing the same thing. We're going to identify the domain and the range. Same thing. Domain, again, remember, is your x values. Your range is your y values. And then whether or not it is a function. So these are a little bit more organized and probably a little bit more easier to see the x's and the y's because of it being in a table. So your x values will be your x's in your table, and then your y values obviously will be your y values in your table. So all you're going to have to do is just write those down. Again, remember, we don't repeat, and we're watching for if our x does repeat itself. So I have 16, 25, 49, 49 repeats itself, so I don't write it down again, and 81. And again, since the x repeated itself, it goes to two different numbers. This is automatically not a function. Not a function. Then we're going to do our ranges. There are y values, -4, 5, -7, 7, -9. Okay? Number 2. Our domain, again, our x values, and pay attention to whether or not your x values repeat. So -7, -6, 3, 8, and 8. Oh, well, I don't want to repeat that, so I'm going to stop. So again, right there, I just repeated myself, so this again is not a function. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and state my ranges. So those are my y values. 3, 1, -6, 2, 8. Okay. So hopefully you're catching on. Number 3, your domain, again, is your x values, a -5, -1, 2, 5, 6. Again, I did not repeat any of those. I was able to write them all down, therefore it's a function. Your range is 7. That repeats, but I don't really care about that right now. Again, when we start talking about a one-to-one, then we're going to care about it. So what a one-to-one means is every x has one y, but then we look at every y has one x. Okay, so none of these would be one-to-one. Okay, because they first have to be a function, and then if they're a function, we see if they're one-to-one, and these would not be one-to-one because the y does repeat itself twice. So none of those would be a one-to-one function. Okay. Okay. So again, we're going to let you try some problems. So be sure you pause the video and do these problems. And then again, I will answer them for you.